so it's recording. Hi, everyone. This is Tama from the African Voice channel. And today I'm speaking with the African superstar, Gina Ifoe. Welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having me, Tama.
You're welcome.
I'm very honored to be with you, and thank you for being a member of the African Superstar family as well. And greetings to all of the viewers here. Please make sure you subscribe and support this platform, as our various voices are very, very valuable in Black media. So big shout outs to what you're doing here, and thank you for having me.
Sure, no problem. So I know that you lived in the UK for a while and you're originally from Columbus and now you are in Ghana. Can you tell us what that experience is like being in Ghana?
It's amazing. I began this journey several years ago. You're correct. My hometown is Columbus, Ohio, and born and raised there, went to school at the University of Cincinnati. And I resided in the US until I moved to the UK in 2017. It was part of an elaborate plan to get to the continent and get prepared to live here on the continent. And so I was able to complete my migration to Ghana last autumn when the borders opened. You know, I moved down in September to Accra. So it's been amazing. It's so gratifying. It's historic, it's iconic. You know, I think of all of our people that in some shape or form or different time periods have wanted to do this and we're not able for one reason or another to, you know, return to the homeland and reside there and create relationships. So I'm so honored to be here, and the Ghanaian people have received me so well, not only here in Ghana, but also throughout my social media connections. I built my network through social media, you know, Facebook, YouTube, and I met so many Ghanaians. Just last night, I ordered some food and I go down to pick it up and the delivery driver is like, African Superstar? And I was like, oh my God. He was like, I'm one of your Facebook friends. Oh my gosh. And I was like, wow, this is, you know, and it's like that around here. I get spotted quite a bit.
Right.
And it just goes to show, like, establishing networks online is, you know, here it's a community. So people know each other. So,
Right.
You know, you will see these people out. They will know you. It's fantastic. So yes, now here in Ghana and absolutely loving my life here. It's fantastic.
Cool. That's great. So I know you've traveled to different places, different countries within Africa. What made you pick Ghana specifically? What is it about it that you enjoy life?
You know, again, I began networking with the Ghanaian community back when I was in Columbus, Ohio. I first got introduced to the Ghanaian culture by some friends at the University of Cincinnati. And they used to take me with them to events, and it really opened my eyes to the Ghanaians. And I was so intrigued. You know, I used to go to parties and it was so lit. And I was just like, oh my gosh, if their events are like this here in Columbus, if I go to Ghana, it's going to be on steroids, you know, because I'm a socialite. So I like parties, I like fun, I like dressing up, you know, and all that stuff. So I was attracted to that. Obviously, very good looking men, great music, nice food. So, you know, that was kind of my first introduction. As I began world traveling, I began to meet people. You know, I would kind of put on my Facebook, hey, I'm going to be in Paris next weekend. And people like, oh, I got a cousin there, my sister's there, you know. And so the Ghanaian community the network is massive. And so that's one of the strongest reasons why I selected Ghana. I did tour Africa, like you said. I've been to 5 other countries. I wanted to explore the whole continent. So that includes Egypt, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa. And you know, West Africa, again, it has a rich culture. I was familiar with the music. I was familiar with the food. I have Cameroonians in my family. So, you know, I was more inclined to West Africa. And also, I love the climate. You know, the other portions of Africa have more moderate weather. Like, you'd be surprised, it gets kind of chilly in Egypt. at night, Kenya as well.
Uh-huh.
South Africa has a winter. So, here in West Africa, it's hot 24/7. We have rainy seasons, but it's hot. I love hot weather.
Yeah, me too.
You
I miss
obviously
it.
know you live in the Midwest, so you know what those winters are like.
Yes, it's brutal,
Yes.
especially right now.
Yeah, so those are some of the reasons I selected Ghana. It's a safe country, never had war. The people are very, very friendly. And, it's just home. It's been that way ever since I landed. My very first trip, I will never forget how satisfied I was. And I remember our plane landed. I came in from South Africa. So we landed in Ghana and all the people clapped when the flight landed.
Oh, wow.
And I've taken a lot of planes.
Yeah.
And that only happens here in Ghana.
It's almost like a royal treatment is what you experienced.
I mean, people, like, when the plane lands, people are just like, yeah, like they're so excited to be in Ghana. It's just a very vibrant place. I really struggle to articulate what it is. And even as a world traveler, since I landed here, my friends and some of the people I work with in media are like, okay, Gina, you need to start moving around and, diversify your media, and you need to explore. And I'm just like, man, I'm so comfortable here. Like, I don't even want to leave. I don't even want to go 2 hours away, So it's really, it's quite a sensation, So those are some of the reasons why I chose Ghana.
Okay. So are you a Ghanaian, a citizen at this point? Do you have your citizenship?
No, I don't. I took a 2-year visa. I am a dual national between the US and the UK. So I was able to take a 2-year visa, but I am pursuing it here. So I'm in the process of, first you have to get your resident permit, and then you have to apply for your citizenship, or you can marry a Ghanaian, and that will also, help you with the process. So eventually I will have my citizenship here in Ghana, and I look forward to that.
Okay. So people who are wondering, can you tell us maybe approximately what the process, the timing is between when you get your 2-year visa and, coming here to Ghana?
The current laws are that you apply for your resident permit here, and you have to hold your resident permit for 5 years. So you renew it, and every year it changes. So like your first resident permit is valid for a year. Then when you reapply, it's valid for 2 years. And then I believe after that, it's valid for another 2 years or something. Okay. Then you have to apply for citizenship. However, there are lawyers, there's associations that are working to change that process to accommodate members of the diaspora that are coming back, that they should have some other type of process, not just, the normal one, because we have formally been invited back by the Ghanaian president and the government to, return. So there needs to be some kind of vehicle to also legitimize that. You can't just extend an offer and then say, okay, you're here, but, it's business as usual. So there are some organizations that are working on streamlining that process. I know one organization I'm in contact with is called Ministry of the Future, and they were actually successful in getting 120, I believe it's 122 member citizenship I believe it was autumn of 2019. So they were able to get, and they have another batch of people that are going through the process. So, currently things are ever changing, but that's the current process. You hold your resident permit for 5 years, and then you apply for citizenship and go from there.
Oh, cool. That's cool. So are they looking to make the process shorter, maybe for people that are in the West to come to Africa, maybe?
Yeah, they're looking to streamline the process and kind of put in some legislation for members of the diaspora that are going for citizenship. If a Chinese man comes here, we shouldn't have the same process, as what he goes through as a foreigner. Right. Because again, because of the circumstances regarding our lineage. So like I said, I've gone and sat in on some town hall meetings, and it's a very real thing that people are working together to get this updated. So hopefully in the near future that will change,
So am I hearing you say that is an African person would maybe get a first treatment or special treatment in that aspect? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what's on the table, is that basically we were not voluntarily removed from our homeland, so it's not like we chose to go out and now we're choosing to come back. We're basically wanting to return back to the land of our ancestors. Therefore, we shouldn't go through the same process as someone who's voluntarily moving here, that doesn't have any connection to the land and stuff like that. So that's what they are raising to the parliament, is that there needs to be provisions for members of the diaspora that are seeking citizenship and so on and so forth here.
Okay, cool. So in terms of, you've been in Ghana, you've been enjoying your life, so to speak, on the beach and doing other things, whatnot. Somebody that's moving to Africa or Ghana or any of the other countries, for example, what are some of the things they need to be mindful of? So for example, in terms of jobs, they're moving to Africa and they're saying, well, I'm going to find a job when I get there. What do you think they need to be aware of in terms of that?
Yeah, I would say in terms of that, you probably would need to do your research and be mindful that you are going to go into a very competitive environment. There are many highly educated, skilled African people here that are looking for employment as well. So when you come from the West, you're going to go into that pool, and secondarily, a lot of things function here via your social networks. So perhaps even if you are connected, you will have a great resume or CV or whatever. If you don't know people, you're not going to be able to kind of navigate through the system, because it is based on your social networks. So I would advise people to, it's what I advise on my YouTube channel, which is, first and foremost, visit the place that you're looking to go. I know that it's very trendy right now and everybody's talking about moving to Africa, but as someone who's migrated to 2 countries, I have to advise you to do your due process. That way your migration will be able to stand. I was frequenting the UK for several years before I moved. I took my first trip to the UK in 2014, and then I migrated in 2017, and I was visiting every year before I moved. And I continued the same process here in Ghana. I was coming upwards of every 6 months in the couple years prior, and at least annually before that. So, doing that allows you to familiarize yourself with the environment, establish connections, kind of give you an overview of, or envision how you want your life to go here, or identify potential opportunities. I decided when I was coming here that I wasn't going to go into the job market per se. I wanted to be independent of that. And I also feel that as a member of diaspora, let's deposit some of our contributions here, so that we can experience the growth and that we can also be a part of that process. We have largely been part of the employment world in the West and not really afforded opportunities to be landowners and business owners. Things are very capital intensive in the West to begin certain initiatives. We have a different set of opportunities here. We also have the advantage of our exposure, our global exposure, as well as currency exchange. You can buy land currently in Africa, for several thousand, or maybe even less than that, depending on where you are looking at. These are opportunities that we can't even be afforded in the West. So I established an online business before I moved here, which is my clothing line, which I'm wearing. Black Lover Stay Single is my flagship brand. And this is available at the africansuperstar.com. So I set up my e-commerce business. I also focused on creating and growing my YouTube platform, which has also become a source of income for me. And those are some of the ways that I've been able to support myself. But here in Ghana, I'm also expanding into physical businesses here, agribusiness and transportation currently. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for us to realize our wildest dreams and innovate. And I would encourage members of the diaspora, if you are so inclined, to go that route more than the employee route. Because if you are also, you know, if you are going to take a position here, be accustomed that you may not receive the salary that, you know, you are accustomed to in the West, the currency exchange, and also the cost of living and all those kind of things. So, you know, if you have options to do more, you should, you know, you definitely should. But if you do still want to seek employment here somehow, just do your research on those entities before you get here.
Yes, it definitely sounds like what you're saying is, whereas we are more relaxed in the West, we can apply for a job, go on a website, apply for a job, have an interview with an employer, get hired, have the job. It's not so much that system in Africa. You kind of have to be more independent, be more aware that you might have to start your own business. And, you know, that's important to know. Okay? Some people may.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're someone who's antisocial and you don't want to, you know, make networks and go to dinners with people and talk the small talk, you'll struggle here because the infrastructure, you know, for the technology as we're accustomed to, the concierge lifestyle and the delivery lifestyle and having everything, you know, brought to us and things like that. It's not necessarily in effect here in the same, you know, system. So everything is based, you know, on that. And I definitely am privy to that, you know, or doors have been open because of various connections that I have. And also because I'm a YouTuber and also because I'm well known. And I knew that, you know, I knew that coming here that I needed the networks to help me navigate. It's just absolutely vital. I think people will tell you that irrespective of the nation that you choose on the continent, you've got to get plugged into the communities because they are communities. People literally know each other here. You know, they know each other. If you say, oh, so-and-so, they're like, oh, yeah, that's my cousin's classmate, or that's my brother-in-law, or, you know, people really know each other. It's different than in the West where you don't know your neighbor. You know, you don't have no idea the people in your community or the people your kids are going to school with, or even your coworkers, you know, it's different here.
But when you think about African people as a whole anyway, we always have had a sense of community, you know. When I was growing up, you know, we knew our neighbors. We went to talk to our neighbors, you know. Today is in the United States, it's a very different kind of world. So things are a lot different. In terms of social distancing in Africa, can you talk a little bit about that? What is that like? Are people wearing masks?
Yeah, I would say that it has been quite liberal here in Ghana. I can only speak about Ghana in this context because different nations are doing different things. I know, it's like I have a close friend that's living in Abuja in Nigeria. They're still doing curfews there. Another, you know, prominent YouTuber, Afrikan Tiger, she's from Kenya. They're still doing a 10 o'clock curfew there. So depending on where you are, the protocols might be different. Here in Ghana, it's been very, very relaxed. Sometimes when you enter businesses, they'll ask you to put the mask on, but then you're not required really to keep it on. I barely wear them because I'm really just not into it, you know, respecting however you folks feel about it. But yeah, I've been just going on about my normal life, and even sometimes I forget about it. Within the last 2 weeks, our president, you know, did tighten restrictions. So our night spots, you know, they've closed some of the night spots, at least the enclosed ones. We have a lot of open air restaurants and you know, lounges and that kind of thing. Those places are still functioning, but anywhere that's closed, they cancel weddings, funerals can't have more than like 25 persons and this kind of thing. So that's been within the last 2 weeks, but I arrived in September. So from the September all the way to the end of January, we've been kicking it out here. Yeah, we've been very, very free.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
we've
wear a
been.
mask either. Yeah, I wear it if I have to, if I go to the grocery store, at work, places like that. But if I'm just out in nature or in my car, I see people riding in their car by themselves with a mask. I just don't get that one. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. At all. Let's see. Anything else you'd like to share with us? I know you're busy and I don't want to take too much of your time.
No, 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 no. You're fine. Again, I'm really honored to be with you, and I would just really encourage people that have it on their mindset to explore the continent or potentially move to the continent. I migrated to the continent because I feel that this is the most supportive environment conducive for my success. However, for other people, it can simply be visiting the continent, maybe starting a business here or creating friendships or whatever. You may not necessarily move, but I would say if you're so inclined, please do come to the continent. It will exceed your wildest expectations, especially, if you have just been exposed to the Western media and whatever you've learned in school. The reality of what it is here is much different than our exposure. And that's why I believe there's so many people popping up that are like, hey, come to Africa. This is what it's like. It's not what you thought it was.
Right.
It's something otherwise. And it might just be suitable for you. I love to maximize my lifestyle. And I feel like I'm living more enriching days, compared to the lifestyle of get up, go to work, come home exhausted, go to sleep, get up, do it again. Oh, it's freezing outside. It's my day off. I'm just going to stay in bed all day. That was the life that I was living. Now, Tama sees me on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. I'm up, I'm out and about. I just have so much, energy. I'm so relaxed. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
and all of that is due to a change of environment.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, it's great. Well, Gina, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate all the insight that you gave us for, wanting to plan to move to Africa. And I thank you, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. Also, guys, if you are so inclined, please come over and check out my platform. I'm here. I'm available on YouTube under The Afrikan Superstar. You can Google me, and I have several channels, so they will come up for you. I'm also on Instagram, also on Facebook. So I welcome you to come over to my platform. I try to have informative shows, and I focus a lot on undoing some of the psychological damage that we have been subjected to in the West to prepare us for success here on the continent. And I'm an example of implementing those ways to receive it. I'm living very well here because I've had a great strategy and I've been able to deal with my mindset to be successful here. So please do join us. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel here. Our beautiful, I was really stunned when I saw you today. I think you are just absolutely beautiful. I love your hair. Oh, it's just the bomb. Everybody can't do that, but you are rocking it. Yes, you are rocking it.
Thank you.
So much love to another beautiful melanated queen, representing and trying her best to communicate to our people. I appreciate what you're doing here and continue.
Thank you, Gina. I appreciate what you're doing too. And I love your spirit. I love your energy, and much success to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.